Okay.
And so today is day 3, número tres. Okay, and I woke up at 2 o'clock in the morning, and I don't know if it's because I hadn't been taking um, my thyroid medication, that maybe my body was kind of off, but I woke up at 2 in the morning, and I went into my office and I started catching up with my book and some of the emails I hadn't sent yet. And I don't feel hungry. I feel great. But my fastation group is feeling differently, and I felt this is very important that we share what it could feel like for some people and what could feel like for other people. So I have Victoria, who's one of the top fans of the show, who's joined us. She's brave, very brave, and not only brave to share the good, but she is brave to share what she doesn't want anybody to know, which is the bad or the ugly. And so, Victoria, how are you feeling this morning?
I'm feeling tired this morning. I also woke up about 3 o'clock this morning and just having a lot of dreams and scary feelings. Dreaming about me eating food and I'm not supposed to. It was really strange. But
Interesting.
about 6 different times I panicked because I wanted to eat, and I knew I wasn't supposed to on this fast, and it was kind of strange. Woke up about 3 o'clock and went to the bathroom. Felt pretty good. Came back to bed, and when I woke up about 5:30, just feeling really weak and shaky. My heart is racing. My pulse is up to 96, which
Okay.
has been about 64.
Okay.
Um,
Which
just
Dr. Clapper said yesterday that anything above 100 or
mhm.
120, that's kind of like, but were you doing anything? Did the dreams kind of scare you?
It was frightening, but it was not till later that I took my pulse before we started the um, program here. That I
Okay.
took my pulse because I could feel it beating in my chest, and that's and I have lost 6 pounds, which I had
Wow.
explained to you that I had gained like 3 pounds overnight before we started. But so really, I've lost 3 pounds.
Did you subconsciously overeat because you knew you were going to
I
be
did.
eating?
I did. And I thought
I
about
did
that
too.
when you asked me what did I do, and I did. I just pigged out, to be honest. It was more healthy food, but I just ate until I was stuffed.
So, and I don't want you to feel like you have to share if you don't want to, because this is private, and we're gonna post this, but keep in mind that whatever you're going through, you're not the only one. There are other people that shame their body, or that is a way, those conversations in our head, like you're not supposed to do this, you're not supposed to feel this way, you're not supposed to want this, you're not worthy. All these conversations go through our mind and our head, and we have like I forget, it's Mark Travis, who is the founder of Write Your Life. And I had flown up to California many years ago because I wanted to write a book. And actually, the reason why I went to him was because I wanted to feel comfortable. Remember, you said, "Oh, you're so comfortable talking."
Hmm.
There you are. I'm so glad that you are here.
Oh,
You
oh,
know,
hi.
this is about the good, the bad, and the ugly.
Oh my gosh, it was really ugly.
Okay.
Oh, don't
Yeah.
feel alone because I am too.
That's why I wanted you to come on, because Victoria needs your support as well.
Oh, wow. Yeah. It was definitely a rough night. I was
Yeah.
really tired around 10, like I couldn't stay up past 10, went to bed. No problems. I was still feeling fine, still feeling like really energized. Like you, I started to get towards the end of the day when I was working on something, I was so focused. It was amazing.
Yeah.
But when I would stop and I would get up to go do something, I could feel the tiredness. Went to bed, and it was like immediately my brain, my maybe it was my subconscious brain, I don't know, turned on. And I usually dream. I'm good about dreams, but I rarely have nightmares. And last night was just like one after the other. And I even went back into a nightmare after like waking up.
Wow.
And it was
Can you share the nightmare? What was your,
yeah,
Victoria shared so that you know that she was dreaming that she was eating and she was not allowed to eat, and it would tell her again, Victoria.
yeah.
Well, I just felt like probably 6 times or so where I would just start panicking because I was eating and I wasn't supposed to.
Oh my
I was
gosh.
on this water fast, and all of a sudden I realized, oh no, I'm not supposed to be eating this. And I just kept on time after time, and just really a fitful sleep, and really tired and weak, and my heart is racing this morning. So I contemplate coming on because of that.
I'm glad you did, because this is important. The good, the bad, and the ugly. I received a message on YouTube saying how wonderful this is that we're doing this real time. And it's not going to be one long video,
right?
Edited. This is real time, our feelings, so that in us going through this, somebody else could be prepared and maybe feel empowered to get that mindset. Because I think the mindset is key. That's really key. So, Alejandra, would you like to share any dreams that you may have had?
Yeah, I think the worst one was gosh, and I can remember it so clearly, and it just like gives me the chills. I was in somebody I knew. I got into their car because I couldn't find my car, but so long story short, it ended up being a rape. But the horrible thing is I could feel it, and it was one of those dreams where you can't talk and you can't move. Mm-hmm. And finally, I think like I was trying so hard to speak, and it was almost like I could feel like it in my throat, like the words were trying to come out. And I finally was able to scream and push his hand off. And that's how I woke up. I jumped up out of bed and was like trying to fight somebody. And I laid back down, and this was at 6 a.m. This was the last time I woke up. And so this morning I'm just like, it was so upsetting for about an hour because I couldn't shake the feeling off of me of what this person was doing. And it's funny, I do some trauma healing. Mm-hmm. And I thought, maybe I haven't healed my own trauma. Mm-hmm. And maybe this is like still in my subconscious, and I need to maybe go there.
Deeper. You go deeper.
Yeah.
I remember, I don't know if you've been listening to the show when I've shared this before, but when I was in 2nd grade, I was told by the only teacher that I remember, his name, Mr. Torres.
I remember you saying that.
Yeah, that I would never amount to much. And then shortly after that, probably when I was 9 or 10, around that time frame, my paternal grandmother told me that if I stopped learning how to play the piano, she would stop loving me. Mm-hmm. And I stopped learning how to play the piano because I didn't know how to read music, and I just wanted to play by ear, which I still do. Mm-hmm. And I remember healing that when I was going through personal growth, and it was before I decided to become a life coach. I just saw how much it helped me, that I wanted to be able to use this not only to help myself and others, but on the show. I thought that this was going to be a much greater opportunity for me to be helpful worldwide. And so I remember healing that. And then many years after, I'm talking 5 years, I went to another workshop. J.P. Sears was there. And I remember the guy that was the facilitator asking me to remember a time in my childhood that was painful.
Yeah, yeah.
And just the thought of it, and logically I know that they were trying to motivate me, but I had grown, but I needed to go deeper. Yeah. And all of a sudden I found myself like embarrassed in front of 50 people. I had dealt with this already. I knew this stuff already.
Right.
But I bursted into tears like a little baby.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And the group, because I said, I'm so sorry to get emotional. I've dealt with this already. And all 50 people that were there started laughing. And they said, we're not laughing at you, we're laughing with you, because we have been there so many times. So right when you think you've healed something
It
at the
always.
level that you're at, then you grow, right?
Yeah.
And you put it away. And then you grow some more and you still put it away. But when you get to that place where right now our body is not digesting food or frankenfoods or things that are not good for our body, right now our body is giving us what it needs. And perhaps that's part of what you need.
Yeah.
You know, maybe part of what you need is to heal some of the past traumas. And this is your body waking you up to that awareness. Does that make sense?
Absolutely. 100%. Yeah.
So knowing that we, you know, like I woke up at 2, you woke up at 3. So all of us, but with the exception, I didn't have any memorable dreams last night. And I woke up, you had texted me, Alejandra, and you said, I feel like I'm on crack. You know, yesterday, like, you're feeling so, you know, and that's how I felt this morning. I felt like, wow, I'm invincible. I could probably leap over a building and land on the other side. I mean, that's how I feel this morning. But I also know that my body is also speaking to me.
Yeah.
So with that in mind, can you shift what happened last night with the dreams, knowing that perhaps maybe there's a fear or violation that you need to deal with? And with you, Victoria, maybe there is a shame of how you eat, or maybe you were told in the past as a child, you know, made fun of as a child for the way you eat. Could that be possible?
As a child, we didn't have a whole lot. There was 10 of us, and we didn't have a whole lot to eat. You know, when it was gone, it was gone. And as an adult, I just, I enjoy social eating. We talked about that, but I also like to eat when no one's around. And I struggle with my weight. I'm at, 140 is what I am. I was down to 136 when I started the Eat to Live diet last September. But just in the last few weeks, it has crept up. And I was 146 the other day. And
how tall are you?
I'm 5'4".
Because that makes a difference. I mean, if you're 5'8", that's nothing. If you're 5 feet tall, that's something.
Right.
Yeah.
So I'm about 15 pounds overweight.
Okay. So with that, there's still shaming. You know, if you grew up with nothing and you had to, you know, not eat, perhaps this is bringing those feelings of not eating. And I was thinking about that last night. Kid you not. I was thinking, you know, I've often thought of, and I even mentioned it with Dr. Barnard yesterday, that, you know, going through this fast and not feeling hungry, I'm thinking, why not let your kid not eat one day if they don't want to eat? Perhaps it's what's best for them. I made such a big deal about eating because in my family, that's how we showed love. That's how my mom showed us love. She made us food. And let me tell you, there were 5 of us. And I can measure the biggest piece of whatever with my eyes. And it was like, okay, you know, the survival of the fittest. And I was the youngest one of the girls. And my brother was a little, you know, younger than me. And so I didn't always get the big piece. So all these feelings are coming up on me, which is, okay, body, speak to me. I'm listening. And it would be good for you, Victoria, and Alejandra, and anyone who watches this in the future to sit down and journal these. Go to the responsibility page. Take it from victim, I was a victim, to answering the 4 questions of responsibility that will take you to empowerment.
Yeah.
And you can do that with anything that has happened in your life that you felt that you weren't heard or betrayed or anything to that effect. I'm not saying that you were raped at all, but if that is something that happened to you, you would be helping somebody today by sharing how you've
Yeah.
been able to shift that in your life. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely. I also, last night, I just came to a realization of like how lucky we are to be able to eat. Like, I'm never really in gratitude over my meal. Like, I just eat, to eat or whatever. But I never stop to think about like what a gift it is that, I can have food in my refrigerator, that I can reach for something, and I've totally abused that, from time to time. I don't necessarily overeat, but I sometimes I just eat to eat out of boredom or
Yeah, I do
out
too.
of whatever social eating. But it's just such a gift to be able to eat and to not have to live like, have to go hunt our own food. And I wish that, well, going forward, I will have more gratitude and take, maybe eat slower and actually chew my food and give thanks to the people who made it possible for me to even have it.
Bless them.
Yeah,
Send
absolutely.
them
Bless them.
blessing like we did yesterday,
Yeah.
and perhaps this is, we can look at what we're experiencing today and what you're sharing today as, okay, maybe it's time for me to quit. Or you can look at it today as, okay, body, you are speaking to me because you want me to heal. And whatever you decide, whether you commit to day 3 or not, whatever you decide, you will be loved through that decision. There's
Mm-hmm.
no shame in whatever you decide. And Alejandra, I know you're going to be traveling, but I told you yesterday, hey, it'll be a lot easier to just carry water around than a
I
meal.
know.
But again, your body. You need to decide on what day 3 is going to be like for you.
Yeah. I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna stay in it. It's funny. You and I talked about this, about how, where trauma lives in the body a little bit.
Yes.
I got so upset last night. I did wake up with like pain around my stomach, like my probably my lower abdomen.
Okay.
And I'm thinking like my uterus, my sexual reproduction area.
Okay.
So I wonder if I hold, and I have had a hysterectomy,
Okay.
because I was developing as well tumors there a couple of years back. So I just wonder if the dream, that is associated with that area, that chakra. I don't know.
Okay, so I pulled up, remember I told you I have a picture on my phone. I went through Dr.
Yeah.
Mona Lisa's, I don't know if you can see that.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's called Medical Intuition, and I went through her boot camp, which I recommend for everybody to go to. It was really, it's like I went through every single chakra to see how it related to me. And interestingly enough, I had something in every chakra.
Oh, wow.
I had something in every chakra. So the sexual organs, the pelvis, fertility, and bladder trouble, that has to do with money and relationships. And so if that's the root cause, if the issues are bone, joints, blood, immune system, and skin disorders, then that has to do with family, organization, safety, security, and a sense of belonging. Let me move up to the midsection, which is issues with digestion, which you're talking about, like I can tell you every single chakra, I had something that I was dealing with as I was analyzing myself. Issues with digestion, weight, kidney, and addictions. The other side is self-esteem. That's the root cause. Self-esteem, feelings of responsibility, and that could be any kind of responsibility. Maybe that you must do something, or that you're shaming yourself because you're not doing it. And work, issues with work. The 4th chakra has to do, in this area, has to do with if you're experiencing, these are the symptoms: heart, breast, and lung problems, which I was born with chronic asthma. It has to do with partnership, nurturance, expression of feelings. And then you get up to the fifth chakra, which I have a thyroid condition. And so it has to, these are the symptoms are thyroid, neck, jaw, and I have TMJ, mouth, and dental disorders. That has to do with communication, will, like I am not going to accept this in my life, will, or I'm just going to surrender to it, but not willingly. And timing. I want it now, but we have to be patient. So that's what the fifth chakra is for. The sixth chakra, which is the third eye, and that has to do, the symptoms are brain issues, ear and eye disorders, and there is a perception, thought, and morality. That's the root cause. So if you think about those root causes and you deal with that issue, especially since you deal with the emotional freedom technique, I don't know if that's what you were talking about for healing. And then the last one is the seventh chakra, which is the crown, has to do with symptoms of genetic disorders, life-threatening illnesses. And then the root cause of that is longevity, connection to the universe, which is a higher power. So she goes into eighth, ninth, from the 8th to the 12th chakra, and that has to do with your connection with God in you. And it was so beautiful, but we don't have that picture there. I've got notes on it. And so did anything resonate with you as you were listening to the symptom, which what we would get medication for, versus the root cause?
Yeah, I think probably in the digestive system. And I think, did you say relationships with that one? The family?
Yeah, it has to do with digestion. Digestion, the third chakra is where the belly button is. Around there, self-esteem, responsibility, and work. The one with relationships is the second, which is the lower back pelvic fertility area. And bladder. So that's number 2, the second chakra. And that has to do with money and relationships.
Yeah, probably for me, relationships, I have a hard time with that. And a lot of it is just trust. You know, I don't trust men for, obvious reasons. But so, yeah, I probably definitely need to deal with that. Okay. Still, always.
Well, I tell you that this is a great opportunity should you choose to continue with day 3, and whatever you decide, and it might be good for all of us to journal on day 3, what our feelings. I would like to share this morning's meditation if you like for me to, but I don't want to minimize how you're feeling, Victoria. I don't know if anything I said with the intuition, medical intuition, and the chart of and how we experience our feelings and store it, and the areas that we store it. Because if you have the symptom, that's your body speaking to you, but the allopathic community will give you a pill. And it is amazing how when we go to the root cause, and we heal it, how our body the symptoms go away, even without the pill. So last night I went to bed with, that heaviness on my chest again. And, I need to think about, what is causing that right now. But I was able to endure it. I didn't take any, vitamin C or lobelia, which I do put it in water. It's an herb. But perhaps maybe I need to look at the lung issues, the lung section, which is, for me, would be partnership, nurturance, expectations of feelings, or expression of feelings. And so, perhaps maybe I need to look at that. And so, and I think that we can look at that as this is really bad. I mean, do you guys feel sick right now?
No, not at all.
What about you, Victoria?
Not really sick, just really shaky and weak.
Have you drank some water?
I am feeling better because I have drank almost a full bottle of water. So it took me 30 minutes to get dressed this morning. And then after that, after drinking the water, I started feeling a little better.
Could you spend the day in bed today and have people cater to you?
I can. Yes, I can.
Yeah.
Good.
Can you commit to day 3 or do you feel like you're ready to stop?
This morning, I did not know if I could. But as of right now, I'm feeling encouraged, and it's good to know that someone else is feeling this.
Isn't
Also,
it?
yeah, getting a little emotional. But yeah, I am ready for day 3.
Great.
Yeah.
But I think you need to give yourself the time in bed today.
Yeah.
Just receive today. Because it sounds like to me that you are a giver. I mean, can I share that the text that you sent me about with your husband?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. So I get a text from Victoria saying that she made a meal for her husband and she sat with him and ate it. And I'm like, oh my God, you are stronger than me because my
Oh
husband
my gosh,
is not allowed to
Victoria.
come near me. He is eating his meals alone. He is preparing his meals. I made some meals during the weekend so that he can prepare it. I mean, I just know me. I just know me. And so I really wanted to set myself up for success. And so I told him, I said, I don't want to even know that you're doing this. When I was preparing for Dr. Barnard's show, just reading hamburgers, because I translate that to, oh my gosh, I translate that to portobello mushroom burgers. And I love the recipe I've created, and it's so good. I don't do veggie burgers anymore because I think they're just full of crap. They're not veggies. They're just full of crap. And lots of sodium too. So I make my own. And and then pizza, I make my own pizza. And it's all whole food plant-based. And I'm like, oh my God, this looks so good. And then when I saw the bean burrito, I went, holy mother of God, I don't know if I can handle this. But this is the part of our relationship with food. I wasn't even hungry.
No. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I wasn't. Are you, any of you, hungry?
No, I don't think it was a real good thing for me to sit there and eat with while he ate last night, because since then I started feeling like not hungry, but like I really have to eat. I really wanted to eat. So I think he's on his own tonight. I think he's gonna have to fix his own and eat by himself tonight. He did walk in the bedroom with his bedtime snack, and I did have to ask him to leave the room because it was just
Good for you.
too much for me last night.
Yeah, I got really anxious last night about it. And I kept counting the hours since I last ate over and
Me
over.
too.
Like I knew, but I would recount.
Me too. Oh,
I'm like,
it's been
okay,
90
3,
hours.
okay, day 3. I am just anticipating that those chunks. That's what I'm doing. I'm anticipating those chunks of watermelon on day 5, or actually day 6 of the breaking fast. And so I'm glad that you guys are, saying these things, and Victoria, so good for you to say, could you please go somewhere else? Because really, sensitivity is key. We want support. We want people to lift us up, not sabotage us. And there are times where we sabotage ourselves. And so if we're mindful of that, if we're mindful that this could be happening to us, we can shift and call it a lie. That's a lie. I need to rewrite the program. However, I will say that, Dr. Clapper is very clear. There are signs and symptoms that we should not ignore. So with that in mind, we need to make sure that we do listen to that aspect of our body as well. but not make more of it, you know. Can we go forward? I'm declaring day 3. I own day 3. What will happen tomorrow? I might go through what you went through tomorrow. So I don't know. I don't know what it will bring, but I have no expectation.
Right. Right. Yeah.
Other than I'm going to be okay. I'm not hungry. I have not been hungry. Just a little bit where I was feeling it in my throat, but it went away. But I'm not hungry. And it's the habit of going to the refrigerator and putting something in my mouth just to satisfy what? And Dr. Lee Cowden said, are you eating for hunger? Are you eating because of a void in your emotions? So how are we filling our void is the question, I guess, of today. And what are we making of it? What's the story in our head? I told my husband today that I wanted to drive to Best Buy because I need a monitor for my computer, because I'm tired of, like, if I'm looking up, I can't see you guys. Now I'm looking at you guys, but I'm not looking at the camera because my computer, every time I go on Zoom, shuts down.
Oh
so
my
I
gosh.
need to do something different. And so I'm now on my laptop and I'm looking at my microphone and not my microphone, my camera. And so I'm like ready to go. And he's like, absolutely not. You're not driving that car.
Oh, that's funny. That's so sweet.
Yeah. Oh, he is amazing. My husband is amazing. But I had to work hard to get him there. Actually, he had it in him. Partnerships are a win-win. Because the moment you feel like you're losing, or the moment you feel like you have to win, someone else loses, that's not a good partnership. So we try to figure out different times in different ways that we can create win-win. And so I've done shows with him on it, and sometimes we get into arguments and like, okay, how can, let's take a break here. Let's do whatever it is, because we know that if we continue in the path that we're going, that it's not going to be good. It's not going to be good. So taking time outs are really good as well. So is there anything you would like to say, anything you would like to add from our conversation before I read today's meditation?
No, but I'm going to have to run.
Okay.
Because I have to go try to wash off next to the tub. I'm not taking a shower. So I have to run. I have to head to the airport here in a little bit, but I'm so glad you told me to get on.
Good.
Because I feel better, actually. Like, just,
Me too.
I was kind of going into a dark place, so talking about it actually, it made me feel better. So yeah, so this is good.
So let's make a commitment to each other that even if tomorrow we decide we're not claiming day 4, that we still go on. Because it's so important that we be honest. And that's one of the things that I thrive for with the classroom and the show, is honesty. I want to make sure that people know that this is real. That this isn't, like when you're watching a television show that, I don't know, that the scripts are real, that they're scripted or anything like that. I had no idea, other than when Victoria started talking, and then when you sent me the text that because you're normally there first, Victoria was there first. So, I understand. So, do you want to leave now, or do you want me to quickly read the...
I'll make sure I watch it, but I have to leave.
Perfect.
Yeah. So I got to get my
declaring day 3, and
I am.
Our prayers. Congratulations.
Thank you. Bye, Victoria.
Bring lots of water with you.
I am.
Okay, great.
Bye.
Okay. So that was great. What did you think of that, Victoria? The fact that you're not alone.
Oh, that was encouraging to me. I just thought, okay, this is all normal. This is what I'm going through. And On the chakra that you were reading, I don't know if we can get a copy of that, but I would like to study that out a little more. But I did have some issues with digestion
Mm-hmm.
and self-esteem. And this number 2 was relationships and fertility. And 4 was asthma, nurturing, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
So I would really like to study that out a little more because I have issues with those things.
And that's where our feelings are stored.
Mm-hmm.
You see, that's why it's so important to forgive, but not forgive, say, I forgive you, but truly find the blessing in whatever it is that you're holding on to. We talked about that a little bit yesterday on the video, finding the beauty instead of the collateral damage. That movie, Collateral Beauty, is seeing the beauty even in the tragedy of losing a child.
Mm-hmm.
And so, but that's kept there. We, in our intellectually, we say, it doesn't really matter. I'm okay with it. But deep down inside, you're not. And so those things will go into that healing chakra, and then they will manifest. And your body and your mind want to be in sync. Your body is beautiful. Your gut is beautiful. And it keeps telling you it's time to deal with it. But the mind says, nah, not going to do it. I'm okay.
Mm-hmm.
And your mind and your body knows and your gut knows that you have got to deal with something. So it gives you something to deal with. See how it works?
Yes. Yes.
And that's when the symptom happens. So you'll deal with that. And what we do, instead of analyzing it and looking at it and trying to figure out what is the body telling us, we go to the doctor, and what does the doctor do?
Puts us on medication.
Puts us on medication, and we postpone the healing.
Mm-hmm.
But you know what? When the student is ready, the teacher appears. When the student is ready, they will devour the lesson.
Mm-hmm.
So the fact that that resonated with you, perhaps while you're in bed being served today, you take the time to go through the responsibility questions. Remember, it's no blame, no shame, no fault, no duty. It's just what is.
Mm-hmm.
Just what is. With no emotion attached to it. And see how whatever happened blessed you.
Mm-hmm.
That collateral blessing. You think you can do that today?
I think I can.
Okay, I know you can. I think you are different right now than you were when you first said hello.
Yes, I am.
Okay. So June 6th is Fanny Makes a Comeback. And I'm thinking, what the heck is this? And this is from my favorite book, Everyday Spirit, with Mary Davis. She's the one that took a year off, and you're going to be getting a copy of this. Okay, so it says, I am ready to succeed, knowing that my effort is a success in itself. The effort is a success in itself. And I'm thinking, okay, I'm listening. Says, oh gosh, Franny. Now keep in mind that she was a year, she went away for a whole year after her divorce to find herself. And she went into this cabin in the woods. I think it was North Carolina. And so she talked to the animals. She, she's so beautiful. She really is. I love her.
Wonderful.
Yes. And so she says, oh gosh, Franny, I'm so sorry. That haircut. What can I say? I don't blame you for running away and hiding in the woods at the corner of the field for 2 days. It was a bit of a disaster, even for a llama. So she's talking to a llama. I felt like the other day. I just finished working on a big app update, putting everything I had into it. I was worn down from 2 months of 12-hour days. For me, the app is the representation of the best work, and it was. I'm trying to read it because it's not, the lighting is here. and I wasn't able to prepare for it. And it was good, and it was as good as it was going to get. The testing was done, and the early reviews were in. It was time for the marketing to begin. It was exhilarating and terrifying. All I wanted to do was run into the woods at the corner of the field and lay down. I was asking those daring greatly questions. What is my best work? What if my best work isn't good enough? What if I have created what I call my best work and nothing happens? What if it is embarrassingly horrible? What if it's terrible, like a bad, if it's a terrible bad hair day and I have to face the sheep, like the llama? Today, you are back at your post. You look thin from the shearing, but you proudly guarding your charges. You proudly guard your charges. I can see in your eyes that you are confident and alert, no longer self-conscious, ready to rise to greatness. Should you enter the field? I think I'm ready to. Franny, because the only judgment of my work that really matters is my own, and that of my inner circle. I'm ready to come out of the woods and stand tall. I'm ready to walk back to the sheep and be myself bravely. Isn't that beautiful?
Yes, it is.
In the world, be prepared to fail and to rise up again. But most importantly, be prepared to succeed, knowing that the effort is a success in itself. And in the heart, I let go of all negative thinking and self-judgment that does not serve my highest good. I am a unique expression of divinity, and I am unchanged by all exterior judgment.
Wow.
That's everyday spirit. So as I'm reading that today, I'm thinking, okay, I'm letting go of day 5. I'm embracing it. I'm embracing day 5, and I'm visualizing eating all that sweet watermelon chunks like Dr. Clapper talks about. But if it doesn't happen, that's okay. Look at what we've done so far.
Mm-hmm.
There's no shame. And this is about negative thoughts. And you've shared in the past on the video that you deal with that.
Mm-hmm.
So how can you catch yourself? How can we catch ourselves and shift those negative thoughts, call them a lie, and rewrite the program? How would your day be different today?
Yeah.
If we could all do that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Is there anything you'd like to say or before we go?
No, this has been great. This has really been what I needed today. I appreciate it.
Good, good. Well, I appreciate both of you and all of you who have sent support and wanted to see how I'm doing. I think that we can look at what's happening in our body as the worst thing that could have ever happened, or we can look at it as, wow, this is blessing us right now. We just need to look for the blessing. It is up to us. Ultimately, it's up to us.
Yes.
And the fact that many of us, when we go through trials, we think that we're alone, knowing that that's a lie. Listen, if you're going through it, chances are others have gone through it. Nothing that we do is unique. You know, people that deal with molestation, people who deal with rape, people who deal with poverty, people who deal with, you know, oppression. It's happened before.
Mm-hmm.
Some people use that to rise to a higher level, and others use that to make themselves small. Not intentionally, but if you believe those negative thoughts, that is exactly where you're going to go.
Mm-hmm.
But know that you are enough, and start from there, that God, our creator, the universe, whatever you call your higher power, creates perfection. Just know that. And by knowing that, I'm not talking about a narcissistic or egocentric. I am talking about humble perfection, an awareness that I am enough. I'm not better than you. I'm not less than you. I am enough. Can you say that with me? I am
I am
enough.
enough. Yes. I'm enough.
I am enough. And I hope that you on day 3 are feeling comforted by our discussion today. And, you know, share your comments now that we're, you know, originally we weren't going to put this on the internet or YouTube or Facebook, but it's there. And if you want to join us at Lillian's radio show on Facebook, that's the place. Or if you want to go to the 90-day challenge to self-love ebook, no, 90 that's the book. The 90-day challenge to self-love, that's the group that we're sharing more information. You are welcome to join us. All are welcome. And so I hope that this day leaves you with lots of blessings and love, peace, joy, and unexpected abundance. And we're going to have what? The best day
Best day
ever.
ever.
There you go. Okay, I'm signing off for now.
All
Stick
right.
around.